Hello everybody and welcome to the Redmen TV and my match reaction after Liverpool drew 3-3 at Aston Villa down at Villa Park. Relatively disappointing way for Jurgen Klopp's 10 years Liverpool boss to end on the road at least. Obviously the final away game tonight, actually back at the scene of one of the most famous away wins during his time at the club. It was a frustrating one. Disappointing obviously to draw in the manner that we did. When you're going into sort of the final 20 minutes, too clear, you'd expect game management to kick in and Liverpool to get the job done and to see it out. But unfortunately, part of our demise, downfall this season has been a lack of that quality, if truth be told, and it was evidenced again tonight. He made some changes and you could argue the changes made us lose control a little bit of the game if we ever really had definitive control of proceedings, to be honest with you. But the changes certainly didn't help. It felt like it actually added some impetus for a couple of minutes, but we lost our way thereafter and not helped by some individual errors, which I'll get onto in a minute. But in terms of the game and how it panned out, starting 11-wise, first and foremost, just Joe Gomez comes in for Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson not involved at all tonight. He missed a couple of training sessions as well this week, so I think he's carrying a little niggle of some sort. Hopefully back involved for the weekends and the send-off against Wolves at Anfield, because he's been a key component, a key part of what's made us so successful under Jurgen Klopp. So it'd be fitting if he was there and he could play a part in that game, but not involved tonight. No real surprises, no real shocks for me that he went with the same team. That is the informed team right now. It's been a strange old season when it comes to team selection, because there's been times whereby you felt like there's been players playing better than the ones that have been selected, but Jurgen Klopp clearly has his rationale, his reasonings behind certain picks in certain games, like a horses for courses type situation. But it feels like in recent weeks, really since the Premier League's become unattainable for Liverpool, he's just gone, I'm just going to play lads that are playing well, I'm going to play lads in form, and that's what he's done. He's stuck with a hot hand rather than it's paid dividends, and it looked like he was going to tonight for a while. It was actually when he made the changes I mentioned that we lost our way. But we started well. A goal comes in calamitous style, to be honest with you. Emi Martinez just throws it into the back of the net. It was a Mo Salah tame attempted cross stroke shot type situation, but Martinez just gets it all long and just palms it, literally throws it into the back of his own net, which is hilarious because it couldn't have happened to a nicer bloke, could it? Let's be honest about it. So Liverpool got the lead. And I think we were relatively okay value for it for a while. It was roles reversed. Liverpool have become accustomed to making slow starts, actually going 1-0 behind in most games this season. But we actually started this game relatively well on the front foot. We played with a bit of a freedom, which was evidenced in the Spurs game as well. I think the pressure being released and that sort of intensity and the psychological impact of the situation in recent weeks and months just has gone off a little bit, and we've played better football for it, so that was nice to watch. But it didn't last too long. Liverpool, as we do, concede. I think that's 10 games now we're at a clean sheet, which is worrying in itself, and Jurgen Klopp's already referenced the fact that the next man's going to have to sort that defence out, and once again left a lot to be desired at the back. Joel Quansah gets beaten a little bit too easily for my liking. Ollie Watkins rounds him, pulls it back, and as Yuri Tielemans is Johnny on the spot and fires home. Alisson Becker, no chance. A couple of defenders there or thereabouts. Quansah himself getting back to try and get in the way of it, but no chance, and it was 1-1. And frustrating from a Liverpool point of view, because we had looked pretty good value for the lead and we had looked like we were causing threats every time we attack. But unfortunately, again, as has kind of been the way in recent weeks, our defence is far from watertight at the moment, and Aston Villa exploited that all too easily. However, we did go back up the other end and we made it 2-1 after a lengthy review for offside, and I mean this took forever. Simon Hooper was not having his best day, by the way. You won't be surprised to hear in the middle as a ref. Jurgen Klopp's got a history with Simon Hooper, I think it's fair to say. One that he referenced in the build-up to the game and literally immediately before the game kicked off as well. Obviously, we knew Klopp was one yellow card away from a suspension. Thankfully, he managed to avoid that fate, but I think it was close a couple of times. He looked like he was losing his rag. There's a moment where he pulls his hat down over his face and he's like dying to scream at somebody, but he refrained, thank God. And Cody Gakpo made it 2-1 anyway. Right place, right time. Joe Gomez with the assist, and Gakpo, simple finish. And Cody Gakpo again, influencing games on the score sheet, getting output. Good. He's finishing the season really strongly, which is nice to see. Heading into next season with a bit of confidence and a bit of self-belief, which is boss. Half time, no changes unexpectedly, and Liverpool again come out pretty much on the front foot, I'd say, and we looked busy, we looked at it and had our chances. Villa likewise could say the same, they had their moments as well. It was a little bit last ditch at times. Alisson Becker got us into one massively sticky situation when his clearance was charged down, but by and large we were okay. Like, it felt like we were as likely to hurt them as they were us. And it was the case. Liverpool from a free kick, actually, it's Joel Quansah. Now, our set pieces, I've been heavily critical of our set pieces for a long time, but Joel Quansah rose and he made amends for his mini error earlier on in the game. And what a header, like towering header, the very definition of. And he was boss really after that mistake he made, to be fair. He was pretty much touch perfect there and out. And like I say, this header capped off another pretty impressive display from Joel Quansah, truth be told, and it just clipped the inside the post as well. It had absolutely everything you'd want. Looped, a little bit of bend to take it in, boss, and a celebration, the passion. It was a joy to watch as well. So another strong night for Joel Quansah. For Harvey Elliott was exceptional as well, all over the place as he so often is. Cody Gakpo, as mentioned, was really impressive. For Salah looked better for a while early on. He went off the boil, he kind of drifted out with the game. A little bit Mo Salah for me. Diaz was busy. End product left a lot to be desired, as it very often does. There's one moment in particular where you should find Mo Salah with a pretty simple square ball, and Salah could have been in, but he gets the pass all wrong. He overhits it, which was mightily frustrating, and all the more frustrating by what happened next. Liverpool made the 4 changes, as mentioned earlier. Nunez, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, and somebody else has completely slipped my mind, came on, and Liverpool lost our way completely. Alexis McAllister's culpable though for the goal that gets Villa back into it. He tries to turn, not sure he's aware of what's around him necessarily, and to be fair to Villa, they strangle the space brilliantly, nick it back off him, and John Duran fires home. 3-2. And then minutes later, it was a really unfortunate goal to concede. It's Duran again. It just hits him and it cannons over Alisson Becker, who's in no man's land, and loops in. And it kind of sums up our season a little bit. Just one of those freakish things. You just go, what can you do about that? But again, I'll come back to it. I said it right at the top. Game management, not good. Not good at all from Liverpool. 3-3. Sorry way to end Jurgen Klopp's tenure away from home at Anfield. Hopefully we can be better on the weekend, because we want to go out on a high. We want to send him off on style because he absolutely deserves it. 3-3. I mentioned a few of the stand-up performances where I'm giving. Harvey Elliott was brilliant once again. But Liverpool's problems all summed up in a bit of a nutshell, really. Arne Slot, one of his first jobs is going to be sorting his defence out. I thought we were better in large parts of tonight. I thought actually from set pieces we were better than we have been as well. I've been crying out for a set piece coach all season long, it feels like, but particularly in recent weeks. So yeah, better for large parts, but again, problems need solving. Anyway, sound. That's it. Loads more to do. Take care. See you soon.